God's favorite voice to hear is your authentic voice, as you are. Prayer is about presence, not performance. Secondly, prayer is about trust, not control. In verse 7, Jesus instructs, when you pray, don't keep on babbling like the pagans do, for they think that they will be heard because of their many words. So here, Jesus is not criticizing passion or persistence or long prayers. Those are sometimes really beautiful and necessary expressions and ways of praying. But rather, Jesus is naming a deeper rooted issue here. What he is doing is pointing at the anxiety that we feel and how we try to disguise it as spirituality. The pagan way of praying, as Jesus is saying, assumes that God must be convinced, God must be persuaded, God must be managed, right? And out of fear that God is distant and not for them, what they do is they multiply their words, they repeat themselves, they try to say more and more and more, just in case God didn't hear them the first time. But Jesus says, guys, you don't have to be like them. Why? Because your Father already knows what you need. I want to unpack this in a second, but in the sense of prayer being about trust, not control, what Jesus is doing here is he is painting us a really beautiful portrait of God's trustworthiness. He's saying God is attentive, not distant. God is good, not dismissive or ignorant. God is trustworthy and not manipulative. Which means then prayer is not about controlling the outcomes, but it's about releasing control and the outcomes of every situation to a Father who already knows the circumstances. I think much of our prayer lives are marked by fear. What if I didn't pray correctly? What if I didn't pray hard enough, long enough, or with enough belief? And if you feel this in your prayer life, if you feel like you need to control your prayers, what Jesus is pointing out to us here is that there is a lack of trust. And lovingly and gently, he is inviting us into something else, which is simplicity when it comes to prayer. A deep trust that he hears us, that we don't have to raise our voices, multiply our words in order to get his attention. Psalm 127 in the Passion Translation says, "It is really senseless to work so hard from early morning till late at night, toiling to make a living for fear of not having enough. God can provide for his devoted lovers even while they sleep." I think we would experience breakthrough and power in our prayer lives and in our walk with the Lord if we just stopped and we made prayer a little bit more simple.